Live from the Talking Joe Studios. It's Talking Joe.
Talking Joe is on the air.
It's me, Mark, and you are watching Talking Joe. It's the 200th episode anniversary G.I. Joe quiz with special guests, Squid You Joe. Well, that's what this is then. So joining me for a special anniversary quiz will be a number of guests who will introduce shortly. This is called Squid You Joe, but what does Squid You Joe mean? Nothing! Really, it's nothing important to know. It's just the name of our quiz format, which is some G.I. Joe deep dive knowledge and some nonsense. It's an amalgamation of innuendo, which was my previous quiz, if you could call it that, and Squid Games, which was all the rage when we first did it. So we are doing this live on YouTube, so you can put in your comments, your own ideas of what the answers might be as we're going along. Talking Joe started off as a audio-only podcast, so we will be putting this out as an audio-only podcast too. So if you're listening this back and you want some added visuals, pop on over to YouTube where you can find this. So the comments are coming in. We've got this one here, Jose, he's, I think, paying attention. I think that means we've got some eyes on us. But the eyes will not be on just me alone, because I will be joined by a number of special guests taking part in this quiz. Let's introduce, first of all, my regular co-host. It's Real American Tim. It's Tim Finn.
Hello, Mark, and listeners and viewers.
Hello, Tim, and hello to Sergeant Slaughterhouse, who's also joining us live from the land down under, I believe. So speaking of which, have we got anyone else on the other side of the world? He might not have been hidden under his desk for the last week, but he's here nonetheless. It's Steve.
Hello, everyone. Yo, Joe. And congratulations,
Indeed.
Talking Joe, the long-running comic and other adjacent G.I. Joe podcast.
Comic and adjacent. Love it. Steve.
I didn't have an intro planned. It's early. It's just gone 6 a.m. down under here in Brisbane.
It's 6
happy to
your
be
time,
here.
is it? Crikey.
That's
Wow,
correct,
that's dedication. Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
it's
if
a
I
full-on
wasn't up talking
middle
to
of
you,
the
I would
forehead
be-
salute to you.
If I wasn't up talking to you guys, I'd be up handling the kids. So this is actually a refuge. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent.
This is sort of like the television is the babysitter, or the iPad is the babysitter. Is there a kid just off camera and it's just sort of being generally babysat by dad and some microphones and some headphones? I guess they couldn't hear unless they're watching it on YouTube.
Exactly. I'm currently placating my child right now. So if you see any funny faces, just know that he's watching me on the other side in the room. No, I'm kidding. He's probably with his mother, which is, yeah. Every now and then she needs to take a turn. But let's let another former host take a turn. Thank you for indulging me, guys.
So Steve, SJub7, the first of the broken and replaced co-hosts from the show to be joining us back again. Well, the first joining us today. Chris McLeod could not make it, and neither can Ben. But one of the originators is here with us today, live from his loft. It's Chiefy Two Shoes.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's me, Chief DOG, coming to you live from the place to be, my loft. How is everyone today?
That man did prepare.
How's the temperature holding up in Talking Joe Studios?
Not too bad right now. I feel like it's going to be dropping ASAP, so I'm prepared. I've got my Boba Fett dressing gown with me to the side. I've got my heated gilet, which will power on, except I forgot the battery packets downstairs. So anyway, we'll see.
Welcome to the
I'm now
future.
working
Battery-powered
in a
gilet.
comic shop. For those that don't know, I'm now gainfully employed in the comic book industry, working in a comic book shop. UK's biggest independent comic book shop, and supposedly, according to eBay, the seller of more new comics on eBay than any other comic shop in the world. I don't know if that's true or not.
Whoa.
Well, you know our attitude to people that work in comic shops.
We sell about 12,000 new comics a week, which I think is a pretty big number. That's a place in space in South London, Croydon.
And we just had our first Talking Joe Place in Space collab of sorts, because I have provided you with a copy of G.I. Joe #1 to get slabbed up for me.
Oh yeah, we do CGC submissions. So I'm not massive into CGCs myself, but Tim Finn is probably on the same side of the fence with me on this. If it's an older thing and it needs archiving or encapsulating for posterity or something like that, then fine, I can get on board with that kind of. But modern books, not really for me. But I'm not going to boo-hoo it. I think everything has a place. But we did have someone brought into the shop recently a Batman #1. Customer brought in a Batman #1, which was nice. I think that was about 150 grand book. So
check
that was nice.
out
I didn't hold
place
it, so shaking like a leaf.
Yeah, absolutely. Just imagine holding that and sort of adding some tick marks to the spine.
He brought it. He brought it to the shop in a Tesco carrier bag, and he was wheeling it around like he didn't have a care in the world. There you go.
So yeah, check out Place in Space socials for that video. That it was remarkable. But it isn't just the four of us. We've got one more person joining us. It is a friend of the show, Bart Simon, and here he is from his basement.
Hello, everyone.
It's like he's on Panorama, giving us some exposition into something very secretive, because he is almost entirely silhouette here.
Mark,
I cannot see this man's face.
Mark, I don't know that American viewers know what Panorama is. What's that?
60 minutes.
Okay, I guess we do.
So there we go. Let's start with a tradition, Chief's tradition beverage for the show, snack for the show. I'm on fresh cup of water.
Me too.
And a freshly baked Victoria sponge cake. What else have we got? Chief, you must have something exciting.
I've got a pint of vodka and pineapple juice.
Wow.
I'm chasing that down after 2 red wines. Anything could happen. And I have got my shirt on, though, at this moment in time, and I'm intending to keep it on. And I've got a box or a tin of roasted and salted peanuts.
Wonderful.
All right.
And today, Bart is here as as a special guest, which is wonderful. But he is also here.
That's too strong.
As the engineer of the Golden Joe Award. So let's
look at
zoom
that.
in.
Whoa!
Wow.
On myself here.
Incredible scenes. Look at that.
So Mark, for new listeners and viewers, tell us what this is and how this relates to the golden stormies of some previous episodes.
So typically, when we've been doing a roundup of a number of issues, we'll look back and try and do a Golden Joe's episode where we will talk about some of our favorites from the previous 25 issues or so. And we've last couple of times we called those the Golden Joes, with the Golden Stormies being awarded. And Bart has provided us with a regular old giant. How big is that? Is that like 10 inches or so? Big.
Bart,
anyway.
can you tell us about this? What figure or toy is it?
Us in the States, it would be Five Below. They had a 12-inch Storm Shadow that was like a 5 POA figure, and I just spray painted it gold. The sword is removable. The base I made myself, and it just screws into the bottom of the feet. So I thought it'd be kind of funny to send it over to Mark for the next awards show.
And I take it, Mark, that you are definitely paying shipping and handling to whoever wins today's show?
I will definitely be paying for the shipping and handing of a photo of the awards for whoever wins.
Or I suspect, as I am within the general vicinity of Mark, I suspect I will win.
Wow.
Right.
So here we go. It's all to play for, and Chris will not be receiving the photo of the award for sure.
No man has ever. This is a fact. 2 facts for you. Number 1, Talking Joe is the greatest G.I. Joe comic-based podcast the planet Earth has ever seen, and no comic book podcast has ever covered more issues of G.I. Joe comics than Talking Joe. Number 3, I am the man who has hosted a G.I. Joe podcast with the least amount of G.I. Joe knowledge ever.
Well, I don't know.
Fact.
Ben was on there as well for a while. So,
Ben was on there. Actually. Yeah, I'm the second least knowledgeable Joe fan ever to host a G.I. Joe podcast. Let's go.
But what he lacked in knowledge, he brought in enthusiasm. So it's all good.
It's a backhanded
So
compliment. But let's go.
Without further ado,
I have a
let's get
beverage too,
into
in
it.
case anyone is.
Oh yeah, Steve, have you got a beverage?
Queensland's finest. Since it
Oh,
is
my
6
words.
a.m. What the hell?
Wow.
We're celebrating
Oh,
now,
dear.
boys.
Wow.
Happy 200.
Thanks, Steve. I sure hope the kids aren't getting babysat 5 feet away.
Yeah,
Three,
Well,
2.5 meters.
if it wasn't
away.
here, it would be on a park bench somewhere. So all good. All good.
What are you talking about, guys? This is a key to successful parenting. I'll tell you, coping mechanism.
Push
Anyway,
on through.
as you were.
Let's get into it. Squidgy Here we go.
G.I. Joe Cobra General Knowledge.
All the above.
Yes. The answer is yes. Mark, you are muted again. Oh, it's a lag. Right.
Hopefully I'm back on now. So that I don't know how well that worked, but it might have been a little bit glitchy. But I hopefully just played the Squidgy jingle.
You did, it worked.
Transitioned.
Chilling.
Yeah, transitioned to this new layout. So first of all, we have got the first round, and that is called the Ben Flying Retro. Apologies, I'm not here. Round.
He's getting pissed
So,
up at a party, so more fool him.
You could be getting pissed up right here. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Chief, as the person that knows Ben the best, do you want to read out that quote on screen, that his message to us?
I speak to this clown every morning at 8:30 a.m. We call each other every day at 8:30 a.m. I have to speak to this idiot. So I'll read out his question. Happy anniversary to Talking Joe. Sorry I can't be there, but I'm at a party getting absolutely smashed on aspirational ales. Here are my toy-based questions. Stalker version 2 is clearly the best version, but when you ripped open that fig on your birthday, how many glorious accessories tumbled out? Every unique item. 6, 8, or 5? Ooh. Let me count.
We're writing the letter, right? Not the answer, right, Mark?
Yes to Tim.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, we'll get to the answer, and you can mark yourself and keep the score.
So what did he have? He had a power drill. He had
An
bottle of
Espadrille.
Gatorade. I don't know. Well, I'm giving the answers away here.
So we've got a lot of questions to get through, so I'm not going to linger too long. Make your decision, and we're on to the next one.
Question 2. Snake Eyes version 4 is a fig that can grow on a man. At 41, I can finally appreciate neon-based accessories. Fingers on the buzzers for this one. Complete the missing file card phrase. He's generally regarded as the blank dude of all the G.I.
I've got the answer on the screen.
Mark has put the answer on the screen. The answer is primo baddest.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a free point to anyone who's paying attention. Okay.
Well done, Mark. Okay, I'm writing it down still. Don't think I'm not writing it down. I need all the points I can get. Question 3. The Warthog is a fine vehicle. Those massive yellow missiles are actually torpedoes. If you were on one of the lucky yuppie lavas to be opening on Christmas morning, I don't know what that means. How many flag points would you be adding to your collection? Great questions from Ben Flying Retro. Is the answer 3, 4, or 5?
Sneaky.
3, 4, or 5.
Okay.
You have to be paying attention to the box and not just ripping it up and chucking it away.
Wow.
And also
Question
based
4.
in the States. So
Copperhead is a truly stunning fig. His final card is wild too. He's a bit of a degenerate gambler, apparently. Can you tell me what 2 glamorous destinations he used to race high-stakes speedboat races in? Need 2 right answers. A, Japan, B, Miami, C, Monaco, and D, Sydney. We need both correct answers here, and I'm going with that one, and I'm going with that one.
glad he's chosen places that have got accessible bodies of water. Otherwise, that would have been a lot easier.
Finally, is this finally, Mark?
This is an easy
Finally, like I said, number 5. I loved a Toxo Viper as a kid. Within the Cobra ranks, what were they commonly referred to as? A, the Dodgy Suit Unit. B, the Chemical Toilet Brigade. C, the Leaky Suit Brigade, that's the vodka. Or D, the Dropout Squadron. Done.
Chemical
Done.
Toilet Brigade.
Is that not the right answer, Steve?
It's a great
Leaky
answer.
soup. I think it was.
I don't know if it's the right
leaky
one,
soup.
We're
Okay,
marking our own work right now. Okay.
marking your own work. So we're going to have some big old school honesty here. There we go. Tim's showing us.
Wait, here
he's
it is.
written down something.
There we go. Okay.
There.
Okay.
So here we go. Stalker. He came with a lot of accessories, but how many?
Shit.
Very good, Stephen
Here we
Kelly.
go. Stephen Kelly was right in there with the right answer.
I forgot about the freaking paddle.
A lot of accessories because you had the arm attachment for the canoe to that little sort of backpack floaty thing.
What a joke.
Every toy
I don't
question.
remember having the paddles.
Every toy question I get wrong, I'll just chalk that up to this being a comic book podcast.
There you go.
Although my
I don't know what
my
I don't know what
JJ
my excuse is then.
Every question I get wrong, I'm chalking up to being a G.I. Joe podcast.
Or being drunk. Here we go. Question 2 was primo baddest. Sorry, Ben, for mucking that
Got that one right.
1 point. Yes.
sounds like a Hama-ism.
Yeah, that's definitely a Larry Hammer written file card, isn't it? So Warthog, how many flag points on the back?
Yes.
It was 4. Ding, ding, ding.
Always go with the middle option.
If in doubt. So if you have to select 2 out of 4, how'd you go for the middle?
Interesting
Let's go
here. Oh, it was Japan. I was thinking
Japan and Monaco.
He didn't know
Okay,
any places in
so
Japan.
You
it's
got a half.
it's 0 or 2 points because it says need 2 right answers.
Yep. 0, 0 or 1, I think, is it?
Oh, okay. Mark, how do we grade this?
we're going on based on Ben's harsh criteria here. He needs 2 right answers, so
Okay,
got to
so-
get them both.
All right. So getting 2 right answers is 1 point.
1 point.
All right.
British rules.
You're outnumbered.
It's from the
Bob.
home of Mastermind. Okay, next up is the final question. Toxo Viper was known as, can we say it in unison?
Leaky suit.
The Lukey
brigade.
Seat Brigade? Was that what
Shut
you
up.
said? Lukey Seat.
C. I put C.
There we go.
All right, we
see.
believe you, Chief. We believe you.
Right. So next, oh, there we go. There's the file card with the leaky suit grade
Are you taking
from
round
again.
by round scores, or are we just all adding them up at the end?
Let's give a finger count from everybody. How many on that round?
No, sorry, 3.
Oh man. Bart. Yikes.
Whoa, Steve's in the lead already. Trying to prove a point here, I think.
Well, I also got the ore, but then that gave me a total of 7. So I was just like, go 8.
Go
I
8.
guess
Yeah,
that made the
in doubt,
difference.
Go 8.
Hmm.
Okay, next up, we have got Diana, Dukes and Comics combo. So for the first of our special guest questionnaires, if that's a word, it's Diana Davis. Just a G.I. Joe fan. After only one man. It's the Joe First Sergeant Duke. Thank you, man.
You're on mute, Mark. Or is it lag? Can't hear you.
Hide.
I think it's time for some hardware update, Mr. Talking Joe.
Comic.
You bring your computer up to spec,
Let's think
man.
about Larry.
Cons, what happened there?
Larry Hama sold his first comics
come
work
on.
to a magazine at the age of 16.
Right. Let's
was the
pause
title?
that. Pause that. Okay.
This is going to be a question that I don't know the answer to, so here we go.
Highest quality professional Talking Joe pod on the air.
Take care of this in the edit.
That's right.
Oh,
Well,
will I?
no,
Well.
if you don't try, you don't get, do you? So at least I try. So let's go again. Here we go. Diana will kick us off with her questions, and let's hear from Anna. Okay.
Hey, happy 200. 200. Speaking of 200, issue 200 of G.I. Joe. Surprise Joe's about the pit. What was it?
I mean, I didn't hear the question, so I'm just going to guess a word.
Mark, was that a different question?
The question was. That was a different question to the one that you heard before. It's struggling to play it, so I'm gonna play it again. Hopefully, it will work better this time.
Hey, happy 200. 200. Issue 200 of G.I. Joe: Real American Hero revealed a surprise to the Joes about the pit. What was it?
So, issue 200 revealed a surprise about the pit. What was it? So, there's certainly some room for different answers that will all be correct within that. So, I'm going to be generous on this one. And if you're in the zone of what was special about the pit, I'll give you an answer. And if you get two or more components of what was special about the pits, then you can get a bonus point. Okay. Scribbling away. Tim's writing an essay. He wrote a blog post about issue 200, so I think there's a lot of material there. Oh, crikey, he's still going.
All right, I'm done. Fire away on the next one.
Okay, number 2.
Thinking again about the comic. Well, let's think about Larry. Larry Hama sold his first comics work to a magazine at the age of 16. What was the title of the magazine? Was it Playboy? B. Castle of Frankenstein? C. Famous Monsters of Filmland? Or D.
What was D?
Definitely D.
So Larry Hama sold Mad Magazine was D.
Oh.
So Larry Hama sold his first comic at the age of 16. So A, B, C, or D. If you didn't hear if you didn't.
Screw it. I'll just guess. All right.
Chief, do you need the 4 repeated?
No, I'm happy just to guess a letter. Thanks.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just lagging on my end.
Question 3.
Favorite Joe Duke is a member of A. the 70 family known as the Raiders. B. SOAR, known as the Night Stalk. C. Special Forces, known as the Green Berets. Or D. Intelligence and Security Command, known as INS.
Okay,
Mark,
so Duke
if you
was
took
a member-
us, Mark, if you took us like off stage, and you played the Diana clip, do you think the Diana clip might not chug?
Right. Okay.
You want
we
us
can
to
try
shut
that.
down our?
Move. Move. Move.
More to do cartoon than the comic, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyways. In his long career in voice acting, Michael Bell has voiced 2 characters named Duke. One is our favorite blonde, yellow shirt wearing Duke. What was the other Duke, and what cartoon was he in?
I don't know if that absolutely helped, but the question was the last question was what was the group that Duke was affiliated before G.I. Joe? The 75th, SAW, Special Forces, or Intelligence? And this one was, to repeat, what cartoon was the voice actor who voiced Duke? He played 2 characters called Duke. What was the other one who was not the G.I. Joe Duke? Here we go. Ready with the answers? Everyone feeling confident?
No.
Or not? Okay.
So, the surprises included new sections that had been hidden from them. A ramp to a fighter module, catapult to launch the jets up, 2 pillbox defense towers that could rise out of the ground, and a completely separate, unbefore-seen secret base full of really nifty surprises, like giant island and a floaty serpentor inside a little tube.
Sex dungeon.
Now, I put it was actually Castle Grayskull in a former life. Is that kind of right?
I think that's a little bit too far off the beaten track on that one. Yeah. Tim, do you want to read out the essay that you wrote?
I wrote, it's built over another base. It's got an unknown door to that base. There's a giant freaking eyeball. So I think that's 2
All
points.
correct. So
not
double
3
points. And Steve, did you call out the catapult, your favorite feature of the new kit?
Nah, I just zeroed in on the giant robots. That's kind of all I entered. But I don't know if that's worth a point. I'm happy to take 0 on that.
I'll give you a point for giant robot. No.
Giant robot, giant
Okay.
eyeball. Well, thank you.
So Larry Hammer's first comic book work, news to me.
The answer is B, Castle of Frankenstein. You can see a copy of the box from issue number 9 of Castle of Frankenstein.
So that was B. Fantastic.
Tim
I didn't
looked happy.
remember any of the titles. So
Yeah.
I was like,
and Steve was lucky.
The answer is C, Special Forces.
Oh.
Duke's a Green Beret. He joined the Special Forces after he graduated the top of his
He
class
was a
in
Green
Fulton,
Beret.
and went on to serve in Vietnam. He ran 4 different Special Forces schools, where he actually met up with a few other Joes. Well,
I knew the answer, but I got the letter wrong, so that doesn't count for poop, right?
Correct.
That's a bonus question.
So
What Joes did he
Diana
meet when he
sneaked in put in a sneaky bonus answer, or question rather, at the very end of that answer, which is unconventional. She said, "Who did Duke work with before joining the G.I. Joe team?" She's looking for 2 names.
Can I
and
just
this is
do a
Diana's
random
answer.
stab at it? I don't know the answer, but are we doing this as a question?
Yep, a bonus question. Okay, scribble it down.
All right.
And here we go with the answer.
During his time running those special schools and doing some little extra work for the special, ran into Roadblock and Flint.
Yeah. Damn. Is it all or
Roadblock
none?
and Flint.
Well, also,
All or none. Roadblock's the easy one. If you got
Yeah.
Flint, then that's going extra. So
Well,
everyone,
Flint,
you know,
he
they first
introduces
appeared as a
Flint to
duo,
the
didn't they?
team. Yeah, well, yeah, that sequence in the field with the armadillo, like Duke seems to have known Flint
Right.
from early on. That was the only scrap of evidence.
I didn't
that
remember
could
that.
think of.
I didn't get the reference. Well done, Steve. Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Okay, so who was the other Duke?
Voiced a
Was he a
character named
character
Duke in a cartoon known as The Puppies New, The Puppies Continuing, or The Puppies Further Adventures. Duke the dog was the leader of a pack of
It's
rough
Duke
tough Petey the pup ran into as he was trying to find his way.
These are trick questions.
Yeah, and
Yeah, man. I thought he was a character.
there's some design of Duke Dog design disguised as a doctor. So the puppies sounds like a wild old cartoon.
Diana, if you're watching this later, we're sorry
Oh.
for the lag, but those were all great questions, and we're happy to have you part of the show.
I blame Steve because he's so far away. He's sucking up all the bandwidth.
Yeah, fact.
You want me to leave and see if it gets any better, Bart?
I might have a chance of winning if you're gone.
What's with these video submissions, man? Just write out your questions.
Okay.
Yeah, please tell me there's no more video
display of
questions,
hands.
Mark.
How many? It's there's a few, but hopefully things will.
I'll give
work
you the
out-
nice
work out.
finger.
But anyway, yeah. Number
This is
one
points just
point,
for the-
3 points.
This is for just the
Diana,
previous
squ-
round.
round.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, and it's a potato from Chief. Oh dear.
I got my pen as
so
well.
next up, there's no video. It's GI Joe merchandise. I'll risk
Better than
it.
dropping
I'll risk
your
it
bottle
on
of
the.
piss.
Oh, this is one of the greatest jingles ever created in the history of
Yeah,
podcasting.
I'll risk it on the jingle just because it's so good. So let's
Yeah,
see. If
you
it
know.
works.
So funky, so nice, it's G.I. Joe merchandise. Do you need it? Sure you do. It's G.I. Joe branded, fool. What shall we make? We can't decide. Pick some old crap and put Flint's face on the side. It's G.I. Joe merchandise.
Oh, mate, that is.
That is actually, that's great. I will say that unequivocally. That's great.
Thank you.
There we go. Back in the days when we had some good jingles on the show. First question. This is my round. What is this image? So I'm going to give you some images from G.I. Joe merchandise. You're going to have to guess what the item is. So this first one, we've just got it's a picture, some dog tags. They say gung ho grape. What is the
solid guess
item?
right here? Solid guess.
Yo, Joe
I'm
Cola.
not gonna be too tough on you. So as long as it is in the round as an answer on these, you can have it. You don't have to give me the exact name because these are obscure.
Oh shit, maybe that's
Okay.
not the right answer.
Gung ho grape. Okay. Next up, question 2.
Oh, I know this.
It is a picture of a weird-looking bazooka face.
Nothing weird about that.
Is that classified?
What is this? This is the latest unveiling of Classified.
I
I
think that's
reckon I know this one. I
Hot on the
reckon
heels
I
of
know this
Falcon.
I think that's one of the 5 points of articulation figures.
Could be. Where they're producing it on a slightly smaller budget. Okay. So next up. Here we go. It's Ninja Force, but not as we know it.
That's hard.
What is this?
Son of a...
Give you a full screen on that one because it looks like people are struggling. What could this
Well,
be?
it's-
If anyone
Well,
was going to get it,
It's printed
it'd be
on some
Chris.
thick cardboard, I think. So
yeah, it's sort of thick, glossy, shiny cardboard.
can I not just write cardboard? Is that not?
It's not. Cardboard is not the main product on sale here.
Right.
Do you guys remember in the 80s when you didn't have enough money to buy a G.I. Joe figure, but you'd say to someone, hey, let's buy some G.I. Joe cardboard?
I wish. I wish I remember that.
Okay, next up. It's Zartan. But what is the product?
It's something out of a board
Could
game.
be.
I know that.
It looks a little bit like a board game miniature.
Zartan,
saying
the
if that's-
enemy. It
Is
says.
he pooping?
Aw.
It's a mound of poop. Zartan.
I think he's standing just behind a stalagmite.
Okay,
That's what's happening.
I'm changing all my answers.
Maybe you know what? Maybe Mark, for people who are listening, just a quick description of what we're seeing with each one.
Yeah, I was trying to do that. So yeah, we've got Zartan. It's some sort of model. Don't know exactly what it is.
He's a not very articulated sort of blob of Zartan. Full figured. The previous one was Andrew Wildman's second G.I. Joe cover with the ninjas looking at the castle, but in different colors, printed flat in a rectangle on some kind of cardboard or paperboard. The previous one was I think the technical word is goony looking bazooka. We just see head and shoulders. And then the first one was just a printed 2 dog tags, and in a purple military stencil font on one of them, it said Gung Ho Grape. All right, what's the 5th one?
Last one. It's G.I. Joe. It's a G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra box. We've got Snake Eyes, classified top secret. We've got the G.I. Joe logo with that sort of eagle head. But beyond that, I have blanked out everything to conceal the information that will give it away for you. So based on this G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Snake Eyes box, the product is obviously...
Yeah, easy.
Okay. Everyone all set to look at some answers?
Yeah.
I've written the same answer for every question. I figure one of them has to be this product.
Zartan sculpted out of poop, Chief.
Yeah. So you just squeeze Zartan's body, and out comes poop. Family friend for everyone. So the first one was G.I. Joe survival beverage, Gung Ho Grape. It came in.
Does juice count for anything?
I'll allow you juice. Yeah.
Right.
When was this released?
I do not have the date on this one.
Roughly.
It's like 2003-ish.
Okay, because the logo, because it's the 60s logo, but it's referring to 80s figures.
I think Gung Ho's the only one referred to by name. You've got Commando Cherry.
Okay, then it's not referring. Then it's probably not referring to Gung Ho as an individual. It's referring to Gung Ho as a general state of mind. It's okay. It's okay. Let's keep going.
Okay. Next up, we have got.
Sorry, Mark. What were acceptable answers? Is drink? I assume I'm using.
Yeah, drink, juice, squash, something along those lines. That's all good.
Excuse me. I crossed out soda pop. Anyway, moving on.
No, not accepting crossed out soda pop.
I put
shampoo's not acceptable. No, I'm afraid.
What is it?
Tim, it's been a while since you've encountered shampoo. But...
and I never had.
Whoa! Look. Bubble bath. Yeah!
let me zoom in on your. You want to show your list again, Chief? I'll just zoom in on your screen.
Yeah.
So I assume the next image is going to be a sachet of bubble bath. Is that right, Chief?
So
what's galling is I actually wrote bubble bath for the second one as the answer, as my first answer, and then Anyway,
so here we go. Answer number 2. That bazooka. That derpy-looking bazooka is a bubble bath, which also came in flavors of Repeater, Flint, version 2, Snake Eyes, and Sergeant Savage. It's probably amongst others. This is
No,
my favorite
great.
bit of this product is the instructions for use, which says, caution, use only as directed. Excessive use or prolonged exposure may cause irritation to skin and urinary tract. Discontinue use if rash, redness, or itching occurs. Oh dear. Keep out of reach of children.
Wrong.
That is not what you want from a bath product.
What's the fragrances? I mean, does it smell like a fighting man?
I think
Gung Ho grape.
I think Storm Shadow version 2 Storm Shadow smells like sword oil, and Sergeant Slaughter smells like sweat, and Repeater smells like gunpowder, and Bazooka smells like thermite or something that you fire your RPG with.
It's definitely a fast track to UTI.
Because everybody loves Bazooka Bubble Bath. Just one brand of Bazooka Bubble Bath is not enough. Here's another flavor of Bazooka Bubble Bath. So, number 3, the one that everyone seemed to stump everybody.
Bubble Bath.
Oh, it's not Bubble Bath. Did anyone have any strong feelings towards what this one might be? It's not a trading card. Not a coloring book.
I put kite.
Not a kite.
The gloss of it made me think it was a catalog cover, but I just didn't have the catalog. I've never seen it, so.
No, it looks like a thick card.
So the image is obviously based on, is that issue 121, 131? To Save the Silent Castle. That isn't the product. The product was Ninja Force trainers.
Wow. Okay, and for Americans listening to this, Mark means sneakers, shoes you put on your feet.
Yeah, it's because the English train in trainers and the Americans sneak about.
And this is from then, right? This is not
It must have been from that era.
This is not like the expensive sort of designer like Cobra Commander shoes from 2 years ago.
These are kids for design for kids, not adults with lots of.
Are they Elliot size?
Not quite yet, but man, oh man, that is now firmly in my sight.
I think they're
Ninja Force sneakers, vintage.
eBay alert.
I think they're Billy or Tyrone sized.
Awesome. What's any strong feelings about what Zartan, the little Zartan miniature thing?
It's a stamp.
Paint by numbers kit.
Oh, Tim.
Yes.
Paint a figurine kit. Wow. Yes, so you get
that was impressive.
The blank Zartan, paint him up as you want, with a giant dung pile underneath him, for example.
Are those colours enough, is what I'm saying?
I can see grey, brown,
Is there a bubble
blue.
bath in there?
The bubble bath is to remove the paint when you want to paint him in like Python Patrol colors or something.
That's it. There's no black. Oh, the black on the end. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so this last one was the, I think, hardest one and the most surreal. Did we have any guesses for that?
Most surreal.
A mask. It wasn't a mask, but there was cosplay masks.
The role play
released.
set, isn't it?
Wedding ring.
No.
Wedding
Bubble
ring.
bath.
It actually the Snake Eyes wedding ring actually comes with a clear vial of drops for Scarlet to cry.
Comes with a crying bride. This is a Groom and Go bath set. So it is a kid's play set with a play razor.
Whoa! Back up.
A play razor.
A kid's play set with a razor.
Mate, I was shaving since I was 12 years old.
I think this is a make-believe play shave razor is what they call it.
No way.
So,
It says there at the bottom: play, shave, razor, and brush.
Steve.
So
for all the 12-year-old fans out there, or fans who've been fans since 12, remember we also want fans who are younger than 12 to get into G.I. Joe.
It's for ages 3+.
Wow.
3+.
Yeah.
Because it's play shaving. You could one for Elliot say, look, son, you're going to have a life of shaving ahead of you. You're going to have to get used to this stuff.
I can imagine an issue 33 and a half that would have come packed with some toys 10 years ago, where Baroness and Major Blood are smuggling Billy out after the assassination attempt, and Major Blood's looking at Billy and he's thinking, when's he gonna start shaving? Right? And that's what this kit's for.
How many points we got? Who's
Yeah,
winning?
show of fingers. How many points you got? 1, 1, 1, 2. Oh, so it looks like Steve is sort of.
It's a hollow
blowing on
victory if it
ahead.
is a victory. I mean, let me not prejudge, but like Chris, if you're watching this, pal, I'm coming for you one day.
Well, yeah, if Chris watches it back, you know, he could always jot down his answers and see.
I'll be honest with you, Mark. He's
what he
not
would've
watching
got.
it back.
You know what? You know what?
Speaking of which,
I might pledge
next?
maybe next year, maybe in 50 episodes when we do this again. Maybe Mark and I can go on eBay and get a Rise of Cobra Groom and Go set, spray painted gold, and that can be the trophy for the next one.
Unfortunately, that actually has to happen now. Now that you've said it, nothing else is
spray
actually
paint. Just get a sealed one, spray paint the box.
It has to happen now.
Steve, I want to see Elliot with that set walking around in them Ninja Force shoes.
Well, he, I mean, for now, he worships his daddy. So if I ever shave, he'll be like, he wants the razor. Yeah, son, have that one. It's plastic.
Okay, let's bring a bit of professional sheen to this debacle with Chris McLeod and his pre-prepared question.
Hello guys, congratulations on episode 200. Amazing. Sorry I can't be there to celebrate with you. So here are 5 questions instead that you have to work out the answer to, obviously. Question 1. This past week saw the sad news that a factory in Ireland would be shutting down, famous for producing Action Force International Heroes products in the 80s and 90s. Can you name the city in which that factory is located?
What is he smoking?
I'm going to guess one here. Okay. I know about
Can't
10
hear you,
cities in
Tim.
Ireland. Let's have one of them.
I think he's smoking the fumes that come out of an action figure factory.
Something.
Can
Okay.
you name a city in Ireland?
Yes,
Not
I
that
can.
one.
Yes, I can.
Which Ireland? I
Well,
suppose that
an
would be giving it
island.
away.
I'm Irish. Someone in my past comes from Ireland, so I should definitely be able to come up with one city.
I thought I could recognize that accent. Let's go. Question number 2. Write down question number 1, write down a city in Ireland where that factory was, ideally, but if not, give it a go. And here's
Question 2. Quick Kick was a very prominent character in the Action Force Weekly comic, but which Marvel character did he introduce into the continuity in the comic story Meditations in Red?
Oh, I think I know this one.
What?
Did Quick Kick introduce into the pages of Action Force from Marvel? Is the hint. It's a
think I know
Marvel
this.
character that he introduced.
This was written by Grant Morrison.
I think you're right.
No, I am right.
Wait, can I ask for a clarification? Is this a Marvel character or is this a G.I. Joe character in Marvel Comics?
This is a Marvel character appearing in an Action Force comic.
Correct.
Oh.
And you've given it away there, Mark.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
It is
I'm not writing
Spider-Man.
anything, Steve.
Just find video very quickly. Scrabbling.
It might be the Juggernaut, though.
So bear with me a couple of seconds while you scribble down that answer. Grant Morrison famously wrote Zoids in the pages.
He did.
Marvel UK comics as well.
Whenever
The answer to this is that Quick Kick did not introduce.
I can
I'm
only
ready.
hear
Next
every
video.
third
Question
word with-
3. Name the Action Force operative who dispatches of the Cobra weaponsmith with his own creation in the comic story Diamond Lies.
Oh, this is
man.
ridiculously tough. Can I have the question again, please, Mark?
Me.
Yeah.
Got the
Yeah.
issue.
Question 3. Name the Action Force operative who dispatches of the Cobra weaponsmith with his own creation in the comic story Diamond Lies.
I think
Oh,
it
man.
is. I think this is the answer.
Not even given multiple choice on this.
I think that's the answer.
Okay, next up.
Question 4. In the Action Force monthly comic story Super Trooper, which of the following men survives the Sky Striker crash to become the next Super Trooper? Was it A, Captain Glenn Goddard, or B, Captain Joe De Niro?
That was a good issue.
Was it Glenn Goddard with the ginger hair or Joe De Niro? Talking to me.
Not ginger hair.
With the not ginger hair. Mm-hmm. So if we're all ready for some answers.
Yeah.
Get going. Those. Okie dokie. So answer 1, that one with the city, well, town in Ireland.
Okay then, here are the answers to those 5 questions, starting with question 1, obviously. Now I asked you, what city is that famous factory in Ireland, the one that's closing? And the city is Waterford. Congratulations if you got that one.
Whoa, question. I've only got 4 answers down. What were the 5 questions?
It was Waterford, which we just heard. Question 2 was Quick Kick. Question 3 was the weaponsmith guy. Question 4 was Super Trooper. And did I play question 5?
No.
Okay, let's do question 5 then.
And question 5. Which Action Force vehicle driver made their one and only appearance in the UK comics in the story Knights in Armour?
Okay, I think I got that.
European missions. Okay, so that was number 5. Let's get back into the answers with number 2.
For question 2, I asked which Marvel character Quick Kick introduces into the comic story Meditations in Red. The answer is Shang-Chi. Yes.
Oh.
Boom, Shang-Chi.
Congratulations, Chief. Who got it?
I got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Master of Kung Fu.
What you put, Tim?
I put Death's Head. I was going to make some joke about Transformers and Marvel and copyrights. And
Man. That's a deep cut.
For question 3, I asked you which Action Force operative dispatches of the Cobra weaponsmith with his own device, and that was Cover Girl.
Oh, fuck.
Interestingly, my guess for this one, Bubble Bath. Not right.
Not right. Keep on going.
For question 4, I asked you which of the 2 men survived the Sky Striker crash in the Super Trooper comic. And the answer was Captain Joe De Niro.
Oh, you bastard.
Hell yeah.
The figure's got black hair, doesn't it?
Yeah. That issue's really good. I've probably read it 6 times. I got it around here somewhere. Somewhere.
And question number 5, which traditionally comes after number 4. Let's go.
And finally, for question 5, I asked you guys which Action Force vehicle driver had their one and only appearance in the comic story Knights in Armour, and the answer was Backstop in the Persuader. So congratulations if you got any of those questions right, guys. I would be very proud of you if you do. Sorry I can't be there again. Have a great rest of the episode, and hopefully I'll see you for the next milestone. There you go. Peace out. And what's that thing I always do at the end of... Oh yeah. Full force. See you later.
That guy might just win a golden what was it? Grab and go health kit? What was it? Grooming Rise of Cobra grooming kit. What was it called?
He's probably got one already.
Good guess here.
I mean, he doesn't have one that Mark and I spray painted gold. Again, I just want to paint this. Paint this picture accurately. We're gonna get a sealed one, and we're not gonna open it. We're not spray painting the 3 pieces. We're spray painting the box.
It was not Spider-Ham introduced in the pages of Action Force. So up next is
We're not going to
Chief
do the tally?
With, sorry, tally. Yes. How many did we get on that last round? Tim is in with 1. Oh, my word. Steve is strong there with 4.
I don't even know Waterford. but hey, whatever.
Did you get that one
We
right?
get a roundup of
No.
Roundup of
That was the one I got wrong.
I think if we start getting a roundup of everyone's scores, Steve will be too happy and everyone else will start crying. So
Well, I'm throwing in my own scores.
My consolation prize is that this is my podcast too. So I will definitely be here for the next one and the one after that and the one after that. Steve's got to go back to his own podcast or two.
I'll be listening in to hear those tears.
So, Chief, with the most chief-centric of the rounds, I'd say only Chief could come up with this round. Tee it up to Chief. Actually, what's the thinking behind this round? And I'll put you in.
It's just questions. So the answers are all there available for everyone to get correct. If you were Talking Joe listeners, so Jess Jubs, you're probably going to get 5 out of 5 because I know you got episodes 1 to 25 hardwired onto your phone. But
Chief,
these are just repeat questions that are
not a word of a lie, pal. I was going to do a round of questions based on those first 20 episodes.
Well, you should.
And it was going to be Chief's, I don't know, shenanigans.
Okay.
And
well, more fool you. So these are questions based on. These are questions that are straight up repeats of questions that I asked interview guests. So you just have to know what the interviewee answered. That's all you need to do.
For our listeners and viewers, each of us participating also wrote a round of questions. So Chief won't be answering for this round, but each of us won't be answering for one round. So the points will still be an even and fair shot. So take it away, Chief.
Thank you. So on the 5th of March 2019, I asked Chad Bowers, comic book writer, the following question. Cobra Commander has had a rough day. Not only have the Joes thwarted his latest plans, but he's been slapped with a massive tax bill and his car has a rear puncture. To cheer himself up, he's popped into the local ice cream parlor. What flavor does he order? Pistachio, birthday cake, vanilla, or triple chocolate? What was Chad's answer? All good flavors, but which one did Chad think Cobra Commander would have chosen?
Okay, next one.
Next one. On the 24th of March 2019, I asked Kev Hopgood, legendary British co-creator of the War Machine armor, the following question. The Great British Bake Off is back on our TV sets, and this time there's a surprise guest baker. It's the one and only King Snake himself, Cobra Commander. For his signature bake, what does he go for? Does he do a cherry bakewell tart, a carrot pineapple cupcake, a tiramisu, or an apple pie? What did Kev answer?
Carrot pineapple cupcake.
Yeah, they're all the rage, apparently.
Or they were in 2019.
Or they might have been, or I might have made that one up. I don't know.
Even you don't know.
Even I don't know the answer. That's a fact. Question 3. On the 1st of November 2019, I asked Andrew Wildman the following. It's a rainy Thursday afternoon and you're looking for something to do. You decide to trot down to the local town hall as you've heard there's a local fancy dress competition going on. As fate would have it, one of the judges has fallen ill after eating uncooked tiramisu. You volunteer your services. Who has the best costume? Is it Lion-O dressed as Venom? Is it Ratchet dressed as Jean Grey? Is it Spider-Man 2099 dressed as Snake Eyes? Or is it Jubilee dressed as Lion-O? What did Andrew answer? These are all characters that Andrew worked on for Marvel Comics as an artist.
He didn't answer. Why are you asking me this?
No, he was very, very enthusiastic with his answer, I shall have you know.
Great interview, by the way, that one. If you've not,
Was it?
Yeah, if you've not listened back to the Andrew Wildman interview in a while,
I was
check it out.
more than
It's a good
likely
one.
drunk through the whole thing. So,
It's a deep dive. There's lots of questions about comics and everything.
was it?
Yeah.
And he got a huge amount of G.I. Joe toys, and I was like, oh, man.
Did he? Wicked.
Yeah.
Okay,
Amazing.
question 4. On the 3rd of November 2020, I asked Tom Scioli, amazing man, the following question. It's dark. The sun is setting and the big bots are coming out to play. Play music, that is. It's a cassette party battle. Ejections are happening in quick succession as Rumble, Frenzy, Ramhorn, Steeljaw, and the rest bust out their best dance moves. But what music is encoded on the winning cassette? Is it Say Anything by Peter Gabriel, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, or Thriller by Michael Jackson? What did Tom answer?
Do I
He
get
was
half
in his
a point?
basement when we were doing this interview. I remember it vividly.
Tom
Well, actually,
Shula,
I don't remember it vividly
he's
at
from
all, but
Pittsburgh, so am I. I should just get half a point for association,
drunk.
right?
I was in attendance at this interview.
You were, Steve.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. You were drunk as well. No, to be honest, I listened back to that one and we were gushing like a couple of fanboys. It was sickly.
Sorry. I probably led the charge on that one, Chief. What can I
Oh,
say?
yeah,
I
just
really
sure
enjoyed
did.
that.
Number
enjoyed
5.
that comic.
On the 18th of December 2020, I asked John Brown, colorist, the following. You take your kid down to the local shopping mall to pick up some last-minute gifts as the big day is arriving soon. You see Santa Claus, but he looks a bit strange. He's got a bald head, a monocle, a twirly moustache, a bare chest, and a codpiece. What gift does this plotting, preening Santa give your kid? Is it A, Surrounded by Idiots, a self-help guidebook, a 1/2 scale Megatron action figure, a free session in the brainwave scanner, a puppy, or an engraved monocle? What was John's answer?
Oh, man. Bubble bath.
Who was on this one? Was it you, Mark? Were you on this interview?
That was me. That was me.
Okay. Do you know the answer? Well, yes, because you probably do. But did you know the answer?
I would not be able to remember this. Of all of the things that we talked about, I cannot remember the answer. But the fact correcting Joe has just popped in there to just say that the colorist is, of course, Jay Brown or James Brown.
What did I put? Did I put John?
It's
Joe.
the hardest working
John.
man in comics.
John.
Someone had to.
He's done. I think he's the artist that's worked on more issues of G.I. Joe than anybody else apart from Larry Hama.
Really? Wow.
Right. So in with the answers.
Watch out now.
How's that beer going, Steve?
It's almost empty, man.
Oh, you better
Need another
refill.
round.
Damn it.
Oh, it's out of reach, pal. I'm riveted. I'm not going anywhere.
So first answer, Chief, was the cake being selected by Cobra Commander was
Or the ice cream.
ice cream. Yes, next one's cake. Pistachio.
Okay.
Damn it.
Number 2 for the Bake Off Cobra Commander signature bake was tiramisu.
There was a clue in the third question. No, fourth question.
Andrew Wildman chose with the best costume in this mythical lineup of cosplay.
Not mythical.
Jubilee.
It happened.
Dressed as Lion-O. Number 4, Tom Scioli thought that the winner of of that cassette party battle, Say Anything by Peter Gabriel. You're allowed to sing us approximately 3 seconds of that, Chief, if you want, before we get cut off by YouTube.
You're okay. You're okay.
And number 5, Jay Brown believed that Santa would give your kid a free session in the brainwave scanner. So that's all 5 the answers. Show of fingers, how are we doing? 1-1.
You jinxed
They
me,
were
Chief.
tough questions. They were tough
That was
questions.
the toughest round you'll face tonight. Well, unless Tim actually
They
kills
were,
me.
yeah, designed to be tough.
Okay. Well, I've got catch-up time now. That's great for me because I can catch up.
So what round have we got next? Hey, it's Thomas, Talking Toys. Hello, Thomas. What are you doing here? You should be in bed by now. Let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna talk about some toys in very vague terms and confuse everybody.
Excellent. Bubble bath.
I recall from 50 episodes ago,
Going to
I was
be-
thinking too hard.
Yeah, so remember, this is Thomas describing some G.I. Joe toys for you to try and figure out what he's describing. But he's not going to help you. This man is not your friend. So pay close attention.
Okay.
Kids with toys. Kids with toys. Transformers. Kids with toys. Lego. Kids with toys. G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe! Hello, it's me, Thomas. And I'm going to be asking you to identify 6-inch figures from my video description. So the character has the number 14 on them and stripes on their pants.
14 and stripes on their pants.
Okay, so the next one is a bit trickier. So they're a black and white ninja, which might give you a clue on who they are.
Black and white ninja.
The next person is in a red bodysuit with a black mask.
Red bodysuit, black mask.
This one has stripes on their trousers and they're blonde. Blonde might give it away.
Stripes on your trousers, blonde. The blonde's a big clue, Thomas.
This one is quite tricky. So I'll give you twice as many points if you can get this one. So they have a grey mask and rundown armor.
Grey mask and run down armor. So I'll just do those 5 again. 14 on him, I think, and stripes on his pants. He said he's not an American. This child of mine. So I don't know what he's playing at.
Trousers.
Next one. Yeah, he means trousers. Black and white ninja. Vague.
I've got a question
Thanks,
after
Thomas.
this round. I've got a question for the Americans in attendance after this round.
Okay. The number 3 was a red bodysuit, and I think he said something like black mask. 4 was I cannot read my own writing. He said he's got stripes on his trousers and he's got blonde. The blonde is a big clue, he said. And then the next one, he said, is a guy in a mask with rundown armor. He's famous. This is a bonus bit of extra clue because you'll never get it otherwise. He is famous for having a smaller companion.
A smaller what?
Okay. More confident companion. Companion.
At the very beginning, did Thomas say these were figures from his 6-inch?
He did.
Classified?
They're all classified figures.
He said that these are 6-inch toys from his collection.
Toys.
Read
So they're not all
into
G.I.
that what you
Joe.
will.
This
Thomas is not your friend.
yours,
Remember
Mark
this.
Seddon. Not all G.I. Joes.
Okay. Ready with the answers?
Yep.
Let's go.
So now I'm gonna give us the first one. The one I said had the number 14 on it was Tiger Force Bazooka. So you can see him there.
I'll accept bazooka.
So the next one was actually Arctic Mission Storm Shadow. He was the red and white the black and white ninja.
We accept just Storm Shadow?
The next one, after that
Storm
was
Shadow will
the
do.
Ranger, I think. So, red bodysuit, black mask.
Bodysuit, black mask.
Where's the black mask anyway?
And the next one was Duke, which I thought the blondness would give away. Tiger Force Duke.
The irony being that Tiger Force Duke has got slightly browner hair, but anyway, Duke.
I would give you twice as many points, which I will. And so they're wearing a grey mask and rundown armor. It's man, and I didn't necessarily say all of them JoJo figures. I said that they'd be 6-inch toys. So
I think that's less grey and more
hope you
chrome.
enjoyed the quiz questions that I made. And goodbye.
Mando's a GI Joe now. I'm cool with that.
Nice one,
You never
Thomas.
said G.I. Joe. You never said
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
Good boy. But
Jesus
run down
toy
armor. I was
from
thinking of like armor
Thomas's
that you used to like
collection.
run down a hill or something. Run down armor. Ah.
My guess for
His
number
Mando
five.
toy. His Mando toy is the V1 with all of the battered armor before he got all of the nice shiny armor. So
Well, no one watches that crap show, surely. So
no one talks about it for 10 minutes on the podcast either.
My guess for number 5 was medieval Spawn.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
I like that.
But then I was wondering,
it's good thinking out the box.
What animal does medieval Spawn go around with? And an eagle, a little dragon. I don't remember.
And also, I hazard a guess that Thomas has no idea who Spawn is, let alone medieval Spawn.
Right.
That's fair enough. But since Garth Ennis wrote that medieval Spawn, medieval Witchblade miniseries, I know that somewhere in Mark's collection there are some medieval Spawn stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thomas is a big fan of Garth Ennis. Preacher's his favorite.
Wow.
You let this spoon feature.
It's not. It's not.
You got me there.
It's not.
Did he get dressed up for the show, or is that just a Tuesday night at your house?
A bit of
School
both.
uniform, man.
He did want to put on a news presenter jacket for you
Looking
guys.
good.
Talking just quickly outside the box, talking of outfits, do Americans, obviously you say pants, but do you use the term trousers? And what's the differentiation for you between pants and trousers?
Go for it, Bart.
Me,
I don't know. I'm asking.
When I was growing up, trousers were like your fancier pants, like going to church or something. And if it was pants from a suit set, like pants and jacket, those were slacks because they were like a little shinier, slicker kind of thing.
So what would you call like a pair of jeans? Would you call them jeans or would you call those pants?
Jeans.
Oh, so you got jeans, slacks, pants, and trousers. Wow.
Yeah, pants is just like a general term for everything.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Like we're pretty sure that right now Chief is not wearing any pants.
Boom!
It doesn't matter if they're fancy, if they have holes in them.
Well, pants for you guys is underwear, right?
Yeah, I
Correct.
thought that's what Tim was saying, and we were
Oh,
agreeing.
this gets layers and layers.
I have no pants or trousers or slacks.
Or boxers, or
I
knickers.
did get 3 points. I did get 3
Maybe
points.
knickers. Sorry, yeah, display of fingers. Chief had 3. Oh, but 4? That's
Yeah,
well
I
good.
retract my 3.
Well, lots of 4s. Crikey. You guys did better than I imagined. Thomas will have to be try even harder to be even vaguer and more misleading next time. So, next up, it is SJub 7 with a round that I have titled Who Dis, What Dis? But not made a song for it. So, Steve, take it away. You're kinder with these questions than most of us have been.
Oh, really? I designed them to try and make the overthinkers overthink. And it was designed squarely at knocking Chris McLeod down a few pegs, but he's not here. So Here we go. Yes, question number 1. This is basically like a G.I. Joe, Yojo.com Who-Bit section. This is a black accessory. It is a submachine gun. Is it Snake Eyes version 2, 1985's accessory? Is it Claymore version 1 from 1986's accessory? Is it the Iron Grenadier version 1 from 1988 accessory? Or is it the Nunchuck version 3 from 2002 accessory?
Nunchuck version 3.
Shampoo bottle.
There you go. Bubble bath.
Write down your answers. We're going to move on.
Mm-hmm. Question 2. It's a removed head from an O-ring figure. It's in a green balaclava, or is it? Is it Beachhead version 1's head from 1986? Is it Undertow version 1 head from 1990? Is it Firefly version 5 head from 2000? Or is it Beachhead version 7 head from 2004? I mean, if you know those later heads, power to you. Honestly. My knowledge dropped off a cliff after 94. Hell, even earlier.
Who don't like a little head?
We now have a
you're betting.
silver sword.
Okay,
Is it?
Yep.
Is it Quick Kick version 1's sword from 1985? Jinx version 1's sword from 1987? Storm Shadow version 6's sword from 2000? Or Fun School India Budo version 1 from 2001?
Now, a quick question for you, Steve, is you thought
Hit
this
it,
was
brother.
going to tax Diagnostic 80? He'd have got these in his sleep.
I'd like to know about this wooden veneer.
Oh. It's the table that my
Lovely.
laptop is currently on, so I can't help you there, Tim. You're just gonna have to take it. I think it's an IKEA, actually. So
Not
Steve,
lovely.
there's
Keep
only
it- keep it
one right
cheerful.
answer.
there's only one right answer, so that might actually narrow it down for you, Bart. I did double
I
check.
just wanted to ask. That's all.
Yeah. Look, Tim. Honestly, oh no, sorry, Chief. This was your question. Hey, about Chris. Well, like I say, if you overthink this, it'll trip you up. He actually has too much knowledge. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
You know, considering how much I didn't want to lose again to Chris, I gotta say, and that he's not here, he's such a presence in this episode. I don't know how to feel about that.
How could he not? He's the man to beat, even in absentia. All right, shall we move on, gents?
Where
Question
does
number
he rank?
4.
Where does Diagnostic 80 rank in GI Joe knowledge? Do you think? Is he on the Mount Rushmore?
Ah, man.
No one wants
One
to
of
say
his-
yes. Move on to question 4.
Question 4. We have a silver missile. Does it belong to A, the Pogo Ballistic Battle Ball version 1 from 1987, B, the Cobra Stella Stiletto version 1 from 1988, C, the Locust version 1 from 1990, or D, the Battle Hornet version 1 from 2004? What the hell is that?
Some of these I don't even know what they are.
Good. That could be like the wild card guess if you have to guess.
Should be sitting in my GI Joe.
There's a
room.
massive
Easier.
clue going on here. But anyway,
It's a clue. Okay.
massive clue.
Okay, we'll go back to it.
Finally,
Right,
we
question
have a disembodied crotch. How well do you know your Joe Dicks? All right, we have first option. It is a mottled camo. It has a web belt. It has a little bit of blousing of the shirt that is tucked beneath the belt. So maybe there's a hint there, or maybe that just throws you even further off. Is it Footloose version 1, 1985? Is it Flint version 1, 1985? Sorry, I screwed up the or did I? Did you just type it in wrong, Tim?
That's a copy and paste. Would have been you.
Oh, bugger.
Okay.
Well, then I screwed up. Flint was actually from 1985. I know this. I was probably intoxicated. Sergeant Slaughter version 2, the Triple T driver from 1986, or Falcon version 1 from 1987. Not glam lip glow up Falcon from 2023.
I had quite an instinctive answer for this one. I was like, it's going to be this one, and then I started looking at the like all of the different possibilities and like, oh, hold on,
Oh, I know, right? There's a lot of camo in those years, and a lot of similar like shirt blousing. Anyway, gentlemen, let's do it.
Okay. Right,
Mark,
pencils
did
down.
you actually
Let's
test
get on to the
yourself,
answers.
or did you kind of like did you cheat
Sort
and look
of.
at the images?
Yeah, a bit of both. Yeah. But I did okay. I think I got 4
boy.
out of 5 when I.
Nice. All right, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. The answers.
The Black Submachine Gun. It's Iron Grenadier version 1,
course it is.
1988.
Only
Of
a
course
fool
it
would
is.
get
Good,
that wrong.
Chiefy. I
Very
had an
distinctive.
inclination you
B.
knew this one. Yeah, boy. When in doubt, go with C. All right, question.
It's actually a bubble
sir.
bath dispenser.
It's big enough to be one.
Yes. Monster of the Week stuff. It's the cartoon. It's all non-violent. Question number 2. The disembodied head in the green was, in fact, Undertow, version 1, 1990.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, boy. Did you have this figure, Chief?
No way, man.
Okay.
1990. I don't think I ever had him, actually. I think it was... I don't know. Maybe I slept on.
Fell through the cracks. It's a fantastic figure. Really good. But, we just lost one Chief.
Uh-oh.
And he was
Man
just
down, man
hitting
down.
his stride.
He's taking his shirt off.
Pissing in a bottle. We already know he has no pants.
So next
All
up,
right.
this one,
Hopefully-
I think I went in with a gut reaction, but then again, looking at the other answers, I was like, ooh, but it could be that. And I don't know what 2000 and 2001 was. I think the clue is that for some of these is that you don't care about anything after about 1990. So
if you know Joe Berg, yeah.
So just cross out any of the later Joe stuff as not being the.
So the answers
So,
were, the answer was Jinx version 1, 1987. I suppose Quick Kick was the red herring, but his sword has like a rounded pommel. If you want to call it a pommel. The
B.
Yeah, boy. Well done. And Jinx has kind of shot up the ranks as a personal favorite of mine. So,
right.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
Question 4 was the silver missile. It is in fact belonging to the Pogo ballistic battle ball.
And we had an entry in from the comments. Shannon, that looks like a General Hawk missile for the jetpack. I have no idea what that looks like.
They were way tinier.
It's actually in gold.
We didn't have
those
any
missiles.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't want scale. It was a curveball. Curved
Now,
missile.
would McLeod have got that correct?
I'm thinking McLeod would have overthought the sword thing because he would know that Budo in Fun School India line didn't come with a red sword, came with a silver sword.
I'm thinking that McLeod is still in possession of my Yojo Cola from Assembly Required, so I need to be nice to him lest he drink it. So he would have gotten that right.
Yeah, across the board. All right. Finally, whose camouflage crotch are we looking at?
D.
It is in fact Footloose version 1. Oh no, bot.
No.
That's what I was going to go with, and I was like,
Oh, never had this figure as a kid, but he's pretty ubiquitous, and for I don't know, no reason other than the fact that he looks fantastic.
We have a question from Buttface. Thanks, Buttface. Was Undertow a single guy or a troop? He was a troop, right?
Troop, yeah.
And
One of those strange names.
Did he never show up in the comic?
I cannot remember a comic appearance.
He was in a mixed bag, of, like in the later issues, in the sort of the IDW continuation. They mixed Undertow in with Lamprey and Hydro Viper. There's a whole. This is an issue that you, Chief, covered with Chris. Actually, there's kind of Peril at the High Seas and a whole bunch of mixed Cobra and Destro water troops, all featured together, and that's the only appearance I can think of.
Good. So
bravo, guys.
Next round.
You survived. Tallies?
Oh yes, tallies. 3, a 3, and a 3. Oh. Congratulations. This next round is a reappearance of a quiz that we've done a couple of times on the main show, much to Tim's annoyance. It is a quiz that I like to call Serpent or. And where have I start that? Here we go. Is it a serpent or is it something else? Is it something else?
That's the debut of a new jingle, right?
Yeah. Well, for you, because you never listened to it back.
How embarrassing! How embarrassing!
So, yes, that is the live video debut of the Serpentor jingle. And it's, I think,
will it ever be used again, Mark? My goodness, man!
The third time that we've run a Serpentor quiz, and the premise behind this is have a list of serpents and a list of something else, and you have to decide whether it is a serpent or something else. And this time round, it is a species of boa or a Harley Davidson motorcycle. Is it a boa or a motorcycle? I think Bart is a bit of a petrol head, so might have a bit of an advantage on this one. Harley. But so Bart, this is your moment to
well, I own a boa, so come on.
Keep it now. Keep it below the camera. Right. Okay.
No
so the first question is Hog Island. Hog Island. Is that a boa or a Harley Davidson motorcycle?
Let me just say, Mark, this is the greatest quiz round that Talking Joe's ever seen.
It's an either or, so you're in with a 50-50 chance. Number 2, Bobcat. Bobcat boa, Bobcat motorcycle. Number 3, Ironhead. Ironhead, which I think is the nickname for artist Alex Sanchez, who did an issue of G.I. Joe. So Ironhead boa, Ironhead cycle.
Wait, didn't Alex Sanchez do 2 issues? Didn't I make that mistake when we interviewed him?
He has done 2 issues, correct. He did a Stalker solo. And
now that you've made the mistake, the world is back in balance.
I think he spells it H-E-D.
I think you're right. Okay, number 4, Softail. Is Softail a boa or is it a motorcycle? Is it a motorcycle? Softail. Number 5, Bushmaster. This is one of 2 things in this context.
Done.
A boa or a Harley Davidson motorcycle.
If I get any of these wrong, does that mean I have to sell my Harley?
I'm afraid you do. You have to
actually,
turn in your keys.
Bart, it's actually the opposite. If you get any of these wrong, that window behind you opens and a bunch of snakes get dumped in.
The room full of snakes. Excellent. Okay, so let's get into these answers. First up was Hog Island. Answer is a Hog Island boa.
Are you sure?
I am sure. A Hog Island boa, because Harley Davidson can be hogs, can't they? It's a nickname. I'm not imagining that, am I?
Motorcycle is a hog. Harley Owners Group is what it stands for. It's basically like Harley's biker gang.
Mark, that was a reasonable red herring.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
Okay. Bobcat. Bobcat is a Bobcat motorcycle.
Are you sure?
I am sure. Please do not ask that every question.
I never heard of that.
Next one, Ironhead. Ironhead is a motorcycle.
I think you're wrong, Mark.
That's a type of motor, I think. Too much beer.
Just generally now, Chief. Generally wrong about everything,
Well,
or
look,
about a specific.
I'm out of vodka, so I don't know what's going on. So.
Softail.
This quiz is a joke.
Softail. I mean, the snake probably has got a soft tail. So it's definitely a motorcycle.
That's what my old Harley was.
I mean, I'm 0 for 4 here. Like Mike Trout swinging against Shohei Ohtani in the World Baseball Classic the other night. Come on.
Thanks for the input.
2 when Shohei struck him out on a nice frisbee slider. Anyway, let's go.
Some quality input here from Buttface. Hog Island was what we called one of the girl dorms in college.
Okay, strong.
Get ourselves cancelled here. Next up, Bushmaster. Bushmaster's what they called one of the guys.
Just one of the guys.
Anyway, no.
Keep digging.
So Bushmaster is a boa.
Are you absolutely joking me? 0 out of 5. It was 50-50. How can I get 0?
I was kind of going for things that might lead you up slightly up the wrong path on those. So
success.
3 from Bart. That means that only half of the room is filled with boas. 3 for Steve. 2 for Chief. 2
you
for
still got to get rid of your bike.
And
yeah.
it's
I have
Rock.
2, so I'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez. Nice.
So that was my round. Next up is Tim's round, which I have called Tim's Impossible Comic Trivia, because I have seen what the questions are.
Is it multiple choice?
No.
Then it is impossible.
I mean, to use your own logic, sir, all of the answers are there if you have all the comics. And
here we go.
And this was
and a photographic memory.
Well, or your back issue. I mean,
tomatoes. Let's go.
You know what? To your photographic memory, I am pleased and astounded at how well Joe fans that I meet, even sometimes on this show, can look at a piece of a toy and know exactly what it is. So yeah, photographic memory.
I've got a photographic memory. I've just left the lens cap on for half of my life.
So for listeners and viewers, the title of this round is of Mark's making. I just submitted 5 questions. So Mark calls this Tim's Impossible Comic Trivia. Question.
Calls it 5 easy questions if you're a Joe fan.
Before drawing Star Wars comics for Marvel, artist Paolo Villanelli drew 2 G.I. Joe story arcs for IDW. What were they?
That's my first one wrong.
So the name of the story arc.
Or the issues.
Tim will be kind. You just have to remember the exact issue numbers as an alternative to the story.
I've got a choice between. Oh no, IDW published lots of different series. It doesn't say ARA. It doesn't say ARA.
This is tough. This one. So 1 question for each right answer, 2 maximum.
Okay.
I'm not getting any of these right. I don't know artists, writers, whatever. I just know what I like. If I read a story and it's good, I don't care who did it.
Okay.
Mark writes in to say that that is what the internet is for, and that is Mark. That is true. We are all the participants in today's quiz are sworn to stay off the internet and only use their brains. But yes, it would be fun to cheat and win. I really want that golden.
Yeah,
Joe.
But Chris isn't here today, so none of that's happening.
Obviously, it would mean this would not be possible, but the single greatest incorrect creation of mankind is the internet, but that would mean we wouldn't be here right now. So,
Steve, move your hand so I can copy.
That's the
Mark,
quote of the night.
Pell,
Next question.
You overestimate me.
Question. Larry Hama is known for writing just about every issue of Marvel's G.I. Joe, while Herb Trimpe is known for drawing the first and many thereafter. How many issues did Trimpe plot or write? Bonus points for each issue number identified.
If you're on this, we're saying that 1 mark per correct issue should have a more than one
yes,
bonus point.
So you could get as many points as there are issues that Trimpe plotted or wrote, and you could get as many points as there are issue numbers of those issues. And
so if I were to write down 1 through 155 and 1 through 28 special missions,
and take away 1 for every wrong one.
Like that. That's a great addition by the question master. In which case, I will not write that.
No, only take away 1, so that you you know. So that late addition to the rule, that will be that you cannot score any less than 0. Okay, next up.
Question. Artist Dave Johnson is known for his Marvel and DC covers, as well as a few for IDW's G.I. Joe. What major G.I. Joe project did Johnson work on? And in what capacity? And what notable G.I. Joe project did he unsuccessful apply for?
Now, me and Mark had a big chat with Dave Devil Pig Johnson at London Film and Comic Con, and you bought a lot of original art off the man.
I did.
And I cannot remember any of that conversation I had with him or what he worked on. So I got no idea. What major G.I. Joe project did he work on?
Okay, countdown.
I'm going to take a punt.
Did he design G.I. Joe Bubble Bath?
Did he? Is that a clue?
Question. According to artist Howard Chaykin, he didn't draw additional G.I. Joe stories for IDW after the there's a typo. Hearts and Minds, plural. Hearts and Minds miniseries because I asked him at Boston Comic Con. I said this was 6 years ago. I said, it was so great to see you working on G.I. Joe. And he said, yeah, well.
I had a good chat with Mr. Chaykin at London Supercon. He drew me a chuckles, and he had a queue of people in a big long line behind his desk. And he stood up and he said, I'm going to swear now, Mark, apologies. You can bleep this out. He said, all you fuckers in the queue, stop getting in a line and come round in a bubble around my table, or you're going to hear the shitstorm of stories I'm going to tell everyone. And he was so concerned with people at the back of the queue not being able to hear the stories he was going to tell about the comic industry. He wanted everyone to crowd round. He said, just remember where you were in the queue. He was not kind to Will Eisner, I shall tell you that much. Anyway.
Yeah.
Howard
Chaykin sketch sessions, 9/10 stories, 1/10 sketching.
He was, whether you like it or not, his storytelling was fantastic.
To Mark's point, I did wait a long time in line for a Nick Fury sketch, and Chaykin was very chatty, and the line moved very slowly, and I thought this might be the only sketch I get at this convention. Also, I'm sort of retired from getting sketches at conventions.
Did you get the Fury sketch though?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Funny story. So he inked it, and I think he inked it in Sharpie, which is, I feel like it should be against the rules. But hey, and he drew the line for the eye patch in pencil, and he didn't do it in pen. So the inking is 95% done. Next question.
Did you finish it off yourself?
I thought about it, but no. Question. Name all of the artists who penciled only one Marvel G.I. Joe cover.
Let's call half a point for each one you get right.
Name all the artists who penciled only
Okay.
one Marvel.
You disagree with that?
G.I. Joe cover.
Well, let's do full points. Oh, is this waiting too much? Mark, it's your show.
Okay. If Tim wants full points, he's giving points to the competition. Yeah. So
you know what?
Since
this is a hard question, I will give you a hint. No one penciled only one special missions cover, so that's out.
Okay. But it does include books outside of ARA that Marvel produced.
Well, no one penciled only one of those, so this is the main series.
Okay.
I should have italicized G.I. Joe right here, because this is the main series, 1 through 155.
Okay. Name all. It's not even guess how many. It's name them.
Name as many that you can think of. The artists you.
And I shall also
only one
just
G.I.
say,
Joe comic cover.
Tim said this wasn't the hardest round.
I did.
You said all the knowledge is there.
Chiefs drunk.
He said that if you know everything about G.I. Joe comics, then you'll just know.
I was sort of comparing that to Chief's round and Chief's wonderful questions from early episodes of this very show. Questions that are sort of about G.I. Joe.
Now, my question is, I bet before you became a host on G.I. Joe, you did not listen to one episode of Talking Joe.
Talking Joe is really important to me.
Question 5. Name all the
I think he might have listened to the episode that he was interviewed in, where he technically wasn't the host. So
I don't think he listened to that one. Right.
Answers.
Okay, Tim's Impossible Comic Trivia answers. Question: before drawing Star Wars comics for Marvel, artist Paolo Villanelli drew 2 G.I. Joe story arcs for IDW. What were they? Answer: Cobra Rising in A Real American Hero issues 216 to 218, subbing for S.L. Gallant as the series was about to go bi-weekly, and the 5-issue Snake Eyes Agent of Cobra miniseries written by Costa. So points for the answer Cobra Rising, the answer Snake Eyes Agent of Cobra, points for 216, 217, 218, and I guess points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it's a miniseries, although that seems like a weird gimme. And I feel like this Snake Eyes. So
if I didn't get any of these, is that like -10?
That's just a potato.
I said, yeah.
I do feel like this Snake Eyes Agent of Cobra miniseries is A, kind of forgotten, and B, oddly orphaned, because as I recall, Snake Eyes is sort of a bad guy in it, and I feel like that thread wasn't picked up in the Catherine Travers series after. I forget where this falls with the Fred Van Lente series, but it's a good story. If you can track it down, it's a good story.
Yeah, it's continuations of all of the threads that Costa and Chuck Dixon threaded through the shared universe.
Question: Larry Hama is known for writing just about every issue of Marvel's G.I. Joe, while Herb Trimpe is known for drawing the first and many thereafter. How many issues did Trimpe plot or write? Bonus points for each issue number identified. The image here was a red herring because that's a panel from 1. Trimpe did not plot number 1. Answer. Trimpe plotted 3 issues. Number 4, Operation Wingfield. Number 6, To Fail is to Conquer, To Succeed is to Die. Number 7, its follow-up, Walls of Death. And he wrote 2 issues. Number 9, codename Sea Strike. And number 119, which he wrote and penciled and inked, Double Trouble, which I like because they finally did a story where like someone has a clone or like a robot double, which I feel like every...
No, it's no good. I wrote 5 and 8, and it was 4, 6, 7, and 9. I danced all around the issues.
Sea Strike was issue 8.
Yeah, it was issue 8, Sea Strike, not 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. Typo alert. All right.
Does that mean that Tim
someone
gets
doesn't know his G.I. Joe history? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I get get minus 1 point for my.
Can we get a half a point? I got half of that right. Is it all or nothing?
Half of what, right?
I got 3. I didn't get 2.
Did he not also write Ladies' Day, the G.I. Joe Special Missions?
Special missions.
Minus another one for me.
I think was issue 24.
Yeah, it was round
Or was
about
it-
that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How do we score this, Mark?
I can't, what did we
One
agree
or zero?
on, Tim, for the scoring?
Full-
it was
full.
1 point if you get a correct one.
Point.
No, that was the other one, wasn't it? No, it was this one. 1 point for each correct one, minus 1 for an incorrect one, down to so that 0 is the
So I put
least that
6.
you can get.
I put he did 6. So we got 5 on the screen, plus the special mission ones would be 6.
Chief,
Was the
straight ahead.
question? Oh, the question was for how many issues,
So 6, yeah.
and bonus points for the issues. So 5 or 6 issues is
I'm taking
allowable,
3 points out of that. I'm taking 3 points out of that.
and then an additional point for each one that you've numbered correctly there.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
If you didn't
sorry,
say 5 or 6, are you off the board? You can't individually name.
You can
issues
individually
against
name.
anyone.
You're still allowed to access those points. That's all right, Steve.
Pick and choose points. Okay.
Yeah.
Bart, what's your answer? How can we help you score your answers?
The question was plot or write. So I said 3 because I know he plotted 3. I couldn't remember how many he wrote, but the question says plot and wrote. Or plot or wrote.
We'll give that a point.
Okay.
Right. The next
Question. Artist Dave Johnson is known for his Marvel and DC covers, as well as a few for IDW's G.I. Joe. What major G.I. Joe project did Johnson work on, and in what capacity? And what notable G.I. Joe project did he unsuccessfully apply for? The answer is Dave Johnson was lead background and prop design on the animated G.I. Joe Resolute. Johnson also applied to be character designer on G.I. Joe Renegades, but that job went to Clement Salvé.
R.I.P.
And Tim, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I've just got out one of my sort of sketchbook folders with some with my sort of loose pieces.
Yeah, go for a screen.
Screen.
You don't know if it was intentional of you getting the sketchbook out?
No, I don't know if the image used was intentional that Tim selected, but from my personal collection...
Sure!
Oh, damn, he's got
Here
it!
we go. Dave Johnson, Cobra Commander design in red line pencil.
Since Chief's questions were so listening to the podcast centric, I just want to point out that we went over this a couple episodes ago. Although I'm sure it was at like hour 2.5 where our listenership and viewership drops off a little bit.
Good.
Okay. Question. According to artist Howard Chaykin, he didn't draw additional G.I. Joe stories for IDW after the Hearts and Minds miniseries because... Answer?
He was at the opera.
IDW couldn't afford him.
Oh, right. Wow.
So at the convention, I was up finally at Chaykin's table, and he was sketching, and I said, it's so great you did some G.I. Joe. That was great. I'm a G.I. Joe fan. And he said, oh, yeah, that was good. I'm not doing any more. They can't afford me.
Okay.
And I'm going to extrapolate further that the fact that he did half of the Hearts and Minds miniseries and not all of it is a testament to balancing the books. That if a book has a budget and you hire an expensive artist, maybe they draw some of it, and you hire an artist who isn't as expensive. Is it Antonio Fuso, who did the other half of that miniseries to sort of amortize the cost? And that was after all of his covers.
I chatted to Fuso at a con at Thought Bubble, and he liked G.I. Joe, and he was well open to doing more after the stuff he had done. but it was like they never called me back, or it was, again, I think he had done such good work, and maybe he had increased his page rate or whatever, and he obviously didn't work on G.I. Joe after the point where I talked to him. But it's strange with Chaikin because he's done so many books at small publishers or self-published or whatever, that where he probably wasn't getting much more than what IDW are paying, but maybe IDW don't pay that much. I don't know. I don't know what their page rate is.
I think we have established that IDW, they're not on the bottom, but they're not on the top.
But they're near the bottom.
I also I don't know Shaken, so I can't. I sort of feel like someone like him might now and then be interested in like trying out a new publisher, or certainly like who published the Buck Rogers?
Yeah, the Buck Rogers one, the 4-issue mini. I remember that one. Was
that Dynamite?
What was it? Very small publisher.
So, yeah, it was someone smaller than, and so I don't know Chaikin and I don't know Buck Rogers, but I feel like if
something like Hermes Press or something like that.
If they didn't have a big budget for that, I imagine the lore of something like that is that Chaikin loves Buck Rogers or wants to be able to do sort of whatever he wants on something like that. And I don't know that he had any connection with G.I. Joe other than being friends with Larry Hama and knowing that Hama does G.I. Joe, but maybe this was just sort of like the right job at the right time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Probably, like you say, the pull of Buck Rogers from an IP standpoint was probably enough for him to do 4 issues at a low cost and get it done. Yeah.
I'm curious, what were everyone's answers for this question?
Oh, yes.
Were any of them hilarious or just insightful?
Coming off the back of Mark's, of your story, Tim, I just said maybe he was fired, but he probably, he was freelance anyway, so
that's not funny.
That doesn't track.
Fun
but he would have been pissed about that.
Fun guess, Bart. Did you have an interesting answer?
I apologize. Our power went out, so I'm on my phone. But I had other work. I just assumed that he was popular, got busy doing other crap, and Joe just didn't pay enough.
Well, that last bit was right.
That's 1/3 of a point. Chief, did you have a hilarious?
No, I just put he was at the opera, because whenever I've seen him at a convention, he's just talking about how he goes to the theatre and musicals and opera all the time. So
maybe he took a bubble bath and his urine tract was infected.
So that's a callback to everyone who's listening now who didn't see an earlier round. What was the scores for this most interestingly numbered?
One more.
One more. Sorry. Okay.
Yes. Question: Name all the artists who penciled only one G.I. Joe cover. The answer: there are 8. If you guessed Marshall Rogers, Bob Hall, Tony Salmons, Chris Batista, William Rosado, or Klaus Janson, close. But close only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades. These artists all pencil at least 2. Next slide. Issue number 5, Don Perlin, only 1 cover.
Frank Springer only did 1.
So I could be convinced here, but I feel very strongly that the cover to 31 with Destro looming over Snake Eyes in a doorway is penciled by Klaus Janson and inked by Frank Springer.
Okay.
So being very specific for this question, who penciled only 1 cover, I'm saying Springer penciled 1 cover. And he, of course, inked this one. Issue 85, Paul Ryan. Next slide. Issue 108 for my British friends, Brian
Hitch. Wow.
What? I did not know that.
Issue 110. This one always throws me off because this one looks like Ron Wagner.
Yeah.
But it's is that Ron Wagner? Issue 143, Jesse DeRosco. And then another slide. Issue 153, Elman Brown. Elman's not
Brown a real name. Come
did
on.
a little bit of little bit of Punisher work for Marvel.
He makes that mayonnaise, doesn't he? Elman's mayonnaise.
A callback to my previous Squidjuenjo trivia question. Amanda Connor, 154.
Yeah.
Early Amanda Connor there.
Amanda Connor, now sort of superstar.
Good question. That was a good question.
Bloody good.
Thanks.
Jeez. Well
Yeah,
researched.
so at the end of that, does everyone have enough fingers to be able to show your scores? Oh, sorry,
only got
Bart's
4.
missing you.
Well, mine all
Um,
came from one question. The only
Yes.
question that I had a dog in the race. But yeah, I got 3 out
So
of that.
Steve,
Should
3,
that be 1 or should that be
Chief
3?
4. Oh, Bart is hot in with a potato on that round. Oh no.
Let me
Potato?
double check on GI Joe. GI Joe
Got my
No.
after action.
109. Because it looks like, or excuse me, one.
So excellent, excellent reference. What did we say? What was the issue? It was.
All right, so 108 is
110.
Hitch. Yeah, 110.
Power back.
I had a really good chat with
Yeah.
Brian Hitch.
Yeah,
actually.
Ron Garney.
Oh,
It says there.
go on.
Yeah.
I had a good chat with Brian Hitch at Kapow Comic Con 2011, and he recounted being a 16-year-old drawing Action Force pages on his kitchen table, and his mum was trying to serve dinner, and she's like, "Get this crap out of the way! I'm trying to, serve up the cottage pie for dinner." And he's like, "I'm trying to draw these pages for Action Force at the age of 16." And good memories for Brian Hitch. Wait a minute. There was two. Whoa. Slow your roll here. Go back a slide. There you go.
Which one? That one.
Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, we had done those. Sorry. Apologies. You had done them. I thought there was 2 we hadn't done. End of round. There you go.
End of round. Are we done? We finally move on.
Thank you all for.
I got a Kansas State versus Florida Atlantic NCAA basketball game to watch. Tips off at 10:09 Eastern.
Okay,
So
almost
10:09 British time. So
final rounds, Chief. If you can bear with us for one last round. This is an observation round. So you need to pay firm attention to this clip from the animated series, because there will be questions at
Whose
the
round
end
is this?
of this. This is my creation as the quizmaster. I have prerogative to have more than one.
Sure.
Okay. So Bart is in and out. There we go. Bart is in the room. So I think we are ready to rock and roll with the observation round. Oh, let me just restart that. I think we missed it.
Is this pork chop sandwiches?
Land help! Cobra!
Hold it, Baroness! I said hold it!
Decadent pig!
You're good, Baroness. But I'm better.
Get me out of here! I'm sinking in caramel!
Not caramel, butterscotch! What do we do now, Baroness? We can either save them or we can fight. There's no time to do both.
You get Lady J out first. You might double team me. If I get the commander out first, we will definitely jump you.
I'll tell you what, Baroness. You'll just have to trust me. You save Lady J, I'll save Cobra Commander.
This is disgusting!
I know
There
the
we
question
go.
already, Mark.
You know the question.
How many clouds in the
Very good.
sky?
Mark, do you want to
many
go? Do you want to go? Do you want to marquee yourself?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Marquee.
Marquee. So, what does Baroness do when Flint grabs her? What does Baroness do when Flint grabs her in that little physical altercation that we saw?
I'll be honest, I wasn't watching it.
Why am I not surprised?
That
Is
is
the game
not
on
going to
yet,
help
Steve?
with the observation round. That is the opposite.
I was surfing the internet. Sorry.
Observation round, Chief. I'll say it again. What is Flint's totally badass attack move? So,
Has it got a technical name?
it will be whatever I wrote down or thereabouts.
Okay.
No, it doesn't have a technical name.
Okay.
Bear hug.
Don't give it away, Bart.
What are
Missionary.
Lady J and Cobra Commander sinking in? What are Lady J and Cobra Commander sinking?
So you don't need visuals when you got audio.
Bubble that.
That one did have an audio clue. So, if Flint rescues Lady J first, what might he do to the Baroness? Sorry, Tim.
Now, is this a PG show?
Is there a PG bonus question? Like, what's the title of the episode? Who wrote the episode? What season?
No, it's observation. Coming with no pre-assumed knowledge. It's just can you remember what you've seen? And question 5: how many red stripes are there on Baroness's candy cane?
Boom! I know this one.
Okay. Pens down, and we'll get into the. Sorry. Hand up.
Oh, I was showing that my pen was down.
No, your pen's up.
Empty hands.
Right. Okay. Observation round questions. What does Baroness do when Flint grabs her? It's a backwards headbutt. Booyah.
Did she say booyah, or is that you adding that for emphasis?
That's me adding that.
Don't do that again.
And what is Flint's totally badass attack move? He grabs Baroness's leg midair with his own leg and then throws her with it.
I put leg whip somersault.
That'll do.
Good.
Question 3. What are Lady J and Cobra Commander sinking in? Not caramel, butterscotch. Not caramel, butterscotch.
That was a good star screen.
That was good. That was good.
If Flint rescues Lady J first, what might he do to the Baroness? If you wrote nothing and just showed the moral upper hand here, you can have double points.
I wrote nothing. I think nothing.
That went against me. They might double team him. And question 5: how many red stripes are there on Baroness's candy cane? There were 3.
No, dispute that.
Not 5.
No, there weren't 3. There were
you were
3
only listening
visible.
to the audio.
There were 3 visible, but there were 5 underneath hands.
I'm going to dispute both of you gentlemen and say there's only one stripe on a candy
not disputing
cane.
it. I'm just taking a point. I'm taking a point.
There's only
this
one
is an interesting
stripe, but
quandary.
it spirals.
I don't know. I didn't see any evidence of a spiral. As the question master, or indeed the games master,
I don't care.
I'll take the final decision on that one. So at the end of that, the final round, how did people perform on that particular round? Show of hands. We've got a potato from Steve. We have got 4 from Tim. Well done. Chiefy Two Shoes. I look like you had 4 as well, despite not watching the clip, and 3 from Bart. So if you do your tot up of all of those, points across the whole lot of the rounds, how have you got on?
Hey, Mark, I'm going to jump back over on the PC.
We'll pause for a moment so Bart can have his big reveal with a better view, both for him and for us. I just want to point out, while we're killing time, that I think that this was a lovely range of toy, comic, cartoon, merch, Talking Joe, navel gazing, a variety of questions from a big range of topics. Even the live action movies get mentioned visually in that merchandise round. There's old Joe and new Joe, So good job, everyone.
If anyone
Very
wants to
good.
make some quick money, Kansas State Wildcats to beat the Florida Atlantic Owls at -1 on the handicap. Marquise Noel went mental in the last game, 20 points, 19 assists. He's going to take over this game. It tips off in about 2 minutes. Get all your money on Kansas State Wildcats. They're going to take the Final Four. Anyway,
Talking Joe does not endorse these views. These are Chiefs alone, and enter into it at your own risk. Your house may be at risk if you blah blah.
I think the reference here would be something like, "Sorry, Chief. As a GI Joe fan, I've only gambled at casino nights at the official GI Joe collector convention that the GI Joe Club used to run,
or Cobra Island."
oh yeah, very good, very good.
So
Big
who will not be receiving the Golden Stormy today?
We don't know. We need to reveal our numbers.
Let's go in ascending order. Chief, how many points did you get?
20.
Oh, well, I got 21 minus 2 for my errors as question maker.
Have it, Tim.
So I get 19. I get 19. So
I'm not being on a GI Joe quiz where Tim Finn loses to me. I'm not having it. Honestly, I'm not having it. I'm downgrading my answer to 18.
In fairness, Tim was asked very few questions about GI Joe comics.
That's true. That is true.
Let's see, Bart, how did you get on?
17, but I gotta say there was potential for me to get 5 more questions than you guys because I didn't submit any questions to be negated from, and I still suck.
That's true.
17, despite that handicap advantage.
Yeah,
increase the snakes.
We can
fill
blame
the room to the ceiling with snakes.
We can blame
do this now.
I think we know our winner. Steve, how did you do?
Well, it embarrasses me to say 24, but guys, I mean,
I don't think that's embarrassing. I think that's a reasonable number of points over everyone else.
I'll be expecting that picture, Mark. I'll forward you my address.
Yeah, I'll definitely be sending you the physical thing.
No, to Australia.
No. So yeah, I'll, that picture will be winging its way across to you. It might, because you're in Australia, it might take a couple of weeks for that picture to arrive.
We still use dial-up down here.
But there we go. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's been a blast, and here's to 200 more episodes.
Congratulations. Yeah, man.
So let's have a little bit of promo. Let's start. Bart, have you got anything to promote at the moment? Where can people find you?
Facebook. That's really about it. I got a YouTube channel where I post some of my customs on there, Mach 5 Customs. That's only when I remember to film stuff and post it. Other than that, I got my customs on Mach 5 Customs on Facebook. Other than that, I'm just trolling Steve on...
I don't know if Steve even got to see your trolling of him because Facebook was so hot on it and removed your abusive comments so quickly.
Oh, yes, I was going to ask. I'm still an admin of the Talking Joe Facebook group, and I saw that something had been removed. I have no idea what it was.
Yeah.
So
Bart,
send it to me
because
in private,
Facebook wouldn't let you insult Steve online, let's have you do it to his face right now.
It doesn't apply now. I just told him you better have some of your kids' diapers laying around because I was going to hand your ass to you, but apparently that didn't happen.
Pal, I heard the sound of the toilet being flushed, and I know that that's a hot load being dropped from a reusable nappy. Kim insisted we went reusable to my chagrin because it means some poor schmo has to launder them like 3 times each time. Anyways, whatever. Off the point. Yeah, there's plenty of that.
To get us back onto celebrating Talking Joe, I'll point out that for those of you, thank you, who are noting our anniversary 200 episodes, Mark has been such a interview and art review monster that if you count all of our extra episodes where we are looking at other stuff and not doing a specific regular numbered episode, there's probably another 25.
Yeah, could be. And yes, Chiefy wasn't numbering like the one-off extras like some of your interview specials and things.
Yeah, you've probably
before I
overtaken me
started.
now. I think I did maybe 115 episodes, but you've probably superseded now. So you are Mr. Talking Joe now.
He has the hat.
I have.
He has the hat. He is Mr. Talking Joe. Congratulations, Mark.
I'm just co-host Talking Joe Jr. or something.
Okay, so Tim, when you are not co-hosting Talking Joe as the junior partner, where can people find you?
I'll do this one a little differently. If you want to see me turn into Shazam, go to the YouTube channel of my comic book store, Hub Comics. That's youtube.com/Hub Comics, and look at not this week, but last week's ad. They're always 1 minute. They're always 60 seconds or less. Also, I write about G.I. Joe at arealamericanbook.com.
Indeed. And Steve, where can people
Well, if you want to hear the
find you?
ramblings of 3 South African lads and their adventure through G.I. Joe collecting, G.I. Joe Berg is the name of the podcast. We're every 2 weeks now. We also have a YouTube channel. We have an Instagram page, Twitter, all the usual places. But yeah, G.I. Joe Berg. Joburg.
And Chiefy down there in the bottom right-hand corner. What would you like to plug?
Well, I hate
today?
social media, but I'm on it like a sucker. So if you want to engage in that, you can find me on Armor Geekdom on Instagram. I don't really do Twitter anymore, Mark. That's an outdated logo you put on the bottom there. But I'm all over Whatnot. I'm selling all this crap out of my loft. I'm on Whatnot. And I'm selling comics, trading cards, and anything I can get my hands on. So you find me on Whatnot on Instagram, and I post regularly on the Place in Space comic book Instagram account. So yeah, that's about it. I've got a new podcast coming out. It's called Talking Nuts, a Peanuts podcast, where me and a buddy are going to be doing a 50-year review of Charles Schulz's seminal world's greatest newspaper strip, Peanuts, and we will be doing that. That's probably coming in a couple of weeks. Talking Nuts, a Peanuts podcast.
You know, be doing 2 hours per 3-panel strip.
No, because I don't believe that any podcast should ever run more than 40 minutes in length. So we'll be doing 40 minutes only per podcast.
I'll just jump back in here. Speaking of my weekly 60-second movies for my store, if you want to see me perform a Peanuts strip, go to our YouTube channel, Hub Comics, and watch me and my manager perform a Peanuts strip in front of the original art. That's this week's ad.
Good
there you go. That's no better, greater endorsement than Mr. Tim Finn, fellow Peanuts fan.
Indeed. And if you are new to Talking Joe, you can find us at talkingjoe.co.uk. That is the website that has links to everywhere. We generally post a new episode every Thursday on your podcast platforms, and sometimes those will go onto YouTube as well. So and if you're a Patreon fan, you can get early access to some episodes too. I think that's most of the things I was meant to say. So are we done? Are we almost at the end? Yes, I think so. So big thanks to Steve, big thanks to Tim, big thanks to Bart, and big thanks to Chief for not only founding Talking Joe along with Ben, but being back with us today.
And keeping my shirt on.
And keeping all of your clothes on throughout the episode.
Not all my clothes, just my shirt.
The top
pants.
And
Don't make me do it.
So I think that only leaves us to say that, and Tim normally sings this, but feel free to join in. That
nobody beats Talking Joe, an international podcast.
There we go. Laters.